So Matthew will be presenting his case for Burna Boy today as to why he thinks Burna Boy is better than Davido. And to my right, we have Alaji, the bald man, sipping juice. I'm sure he's great perfume for coming here. He's going to be putting forward his case as to why he thinks Davido is better than Burna Boy.
Not just any other perfume. You need to put respect on Tom Ford, man. Tommy baby.
Okay, so we're going to start with Matthew. Matthew, do you want to put your case forward? Just give us a brief of your case, and then we'll go on to Praise next.
This is now why Burna Boy dey kick una when he dey stage. You are introducing Odogu's proxy, the one and only African giant, and there's no bass in your voice. Bad behavior. I am going to introduce myself since you have done a terrible job. Today, I am known as African Giant, the one and only Odogu's proxy, a card-carrying member of Oluwabona, their daddy. If you're not sitting down, grab a seat, fasten your seatbelt, pop some corn, pour some juice, sit back, relax, and be convinced that Burna Boy is the ultimate ambassador. Now, jokes aside, right? Today's conversation is something that we've all had in passing, right? Where because of the growing Afrobeat scene, everybody now is claiming Afrobeat. Everybody wants to be like they've contributed to Afrobeat. But in all honesty, we have 3 living legends, so we have to give respect to them. Burna Boy, Davido, and Wizkid, the Holy Trinity. What they've done for Afrobeats, ambassadors of our culture, Nigeria's biggest export. You can't take it away from them. I will say some things that you may not like about Davido and Wizkid today. Bear in mind, I am not knocking what they've done. They are great people. However, in comparison to Burna, you see, there's levels to greatness. There is Mount Rushmore, but there can only be one king. He has his lieutenants and his sergeants. That's okay, but there's one. So now my case to you, I'm in the corner of the defense, and the prosecution, there with their ugly suits, they've been preparing their case, and they are trying to dethrone the Odogu, the one and only. So my case to you today is, see, I already have one fan, Amani, legend, Team Burna Boy.
Amani has already said the album was
like Crush Fireboy.
No, it's not just the album. You see, being an ambassador is bigger than just singing songs with cracked voice. There's many other things you can
do. Body shaming? Okay.
There's many other things you can do that will make you a legend. So my introduction to this now is why I think Burna Boy is the best ambassador or the ultimate ambassador for Afrobeat is because he has a wide range in his bag, in his arsenal. I'll give you an example, right? With food, if you can cook only spaghetti and you are the best at cooking spaghetti, that means you are a cook. And Davido is a cook. Now, Burna Boy is a chef. He can make spaghetti, jollof rice, fried rice, and everything else. And then he will do the plating. So that for me is the distinction between both of them. I will pack the defense rest over to you.
You just made an assumption of Davido being a cook and cooking only spaghetti.
It's not an assumption. Facts will come out during the course of this conversation.
Okay. So you're going to defend that?
Absolutely.
All right. Alaki, over to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have here the 30 BG representative. You need to put a lot of respect on Davido, man. Like, kudos to Burna. Like you said, we have 3 trinities, and we also have a lot of younger, upcoming artists that are actually doing very, very, very well. Shout out to Rema, shout out to Fireboy, shout out to all these guys that are doing an amazing job. But if we talk about David, very few points I'm gonna say. David came from privilege and he works so hard to be called one of the giants of Africa. He might not say his name is Giant, but he goes by 001. We all know what 001 means. One. Do you understand? And I like how the guy that represents Burna made mention of captains. And he made mention of if you are a cook and you use different recipes to cook, it means you are not a good cook. That was actually my quote distilled from me, but actually I'm just going to let that slide. But I'm going to say, if you are a cook, you must, for you to be called a good cook, for you to be called a chef, you must have other cooks or chefs that you have helped become chefs. Why I'm saying this is that Davido is not just Davido. Davido is a compound word with a lot of definitions. Number one definition will be Davido has helped the industry by signing a lot of younger artists that have later become one of the most successful artists in the industry. I'm talking about someone like Peruzzi, Mayoko, for example. The entire DMW crew, this is one guy, this is David. This is one guy that has helped the entire, most of these guys, he just met them on Twitter, for example. Like, for example, Mayoko, for example, he met Mayoko on Twitter, that is now called X. He just did a cover. He helped him. Peruzzi, a lot of people that he helped without just knowing them, and they've later become successful standalone artists that are helping other people. That's a tree that have got so many branches, and this one tree with so many branches is not just one tree with so many branches. That tree has become a forest. David is not someone that eats alone. We can recall what David did on his birthday 2 years ago. David single-handedly raised over $600,000. What did he use that money for? He gave it out.
This is not a conversation about charity. We're talking about talent.
That's what I mean. Like, for you to be called African giant, you need to cut across a lot of things. You cannot just say I'm African giant just because you sing. How are you African giant? How are you able to help? What is your representation? What do you stand for? This is what I'm talking about. It's not just to sing music. We all know that these guys are great musicians. Talent. Davido's last album, he made over 1 billion stream. 1 billion stream. And he had, I'm not even going to go to his accolades. We all know who David is. He just sold out 1 billion stream on his Timeless album. You can Google. Numbers don't lie.
Okay.
And he has had almost 69, nominations and awards and all of these things. That's a legend right there. And he has helped other people. But who has Burna Boy helped? You are known as African giant. Who you helped? Who have you nurtured? Who have you taken under your wing? Who have you? Okay. Does he have a mentee? He doesn't have a mentee.
Adam,
I don't think so.
Do you have any objection to what Praise is saying?
Absolutely. I will start with this. Tell me what you see when you look at me. Sungbalaja Komaju Badi. My problem is I too sabio your daddy.
I didn't know we were coming here to do karaoke.
Problem
honestly.
is I too sabi. That is Burna Boy. I am going to counteract that you said.
Is that a joke to you?
what content does lyric have? So you see, there's something called, when you buy a car that has a good engine, there's something called reps per minute. So when the engine they move, how many they move per minute, then you go not see an engine. Burna Boy now, what I'm using to measure Burna Boy, his engine, is cents per minute. Every Burna Boy song, within every minute, there's something that is dropping. There's sense there. You can write a book. There's motivation. There's inspiration. There is sad music. Or he has the plethora of everything you need for a perfect cocktail to enjoy in an audio song. You said Davido had 69 nominations. 69.
I know.
It's like somebody that's reaching final many, many times, but win. Do you know what that means? You are a loser.
No,
How
it means you are
how
actually a
many
good
of
player. For you to get to
how
finals,
many
for you
of
to get to finals,
how
for you to
many
get to
of
Praise,
that
finals can
praise,
end up
29?
in be a
praise.
penalty kick. Penalty kick does not define who is an actual. Are you stopping me? So penalty
Yes.
kicks, if you get to final and you get to penalty kicks, it doesn't really define who a winner or a loser is. It's just a game of luck. These guys have been nominated for Grammys, have been nominated for a lot of things, and they end up not winning. It doesn't mean that they are not
Hold
great
on, hold
artists.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Grammy Award does not count in this court because that's an international award.
It should count.
Giants of Africa is what we're talking about. So
Bring home,
not
yes. Let's
Giants
talk.
of
Let's
America.
talk about let's talk about all the other awards that
We can't
Africa do give,
use
not just Grammy.
awards given outside Africa to judge our artists. So
No.
Matthew,
You have to use awards
no,
given outside of Africa. So you see, when you say somebody's an ambassador, they are not doing
yeah,
ambassadorship in their country. They are going to another country to represent your country.
yes.
So me saying Burna Boy is an ambassador of Afrobeat is how he represents us outside of Nigeria. No doubt
So,
in Nigeria, Davido is local champ.
so
It's
let me
easy
give
to
you
be a big
context.
fish in a small pond.
Let me give you context of this conversation. Davido winning an award outside Nigeria has it doesn't reflect outside Africa, it doesn't reflect how Africans perceive Davido.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a reflection of how they perceive him outside Africa. Same goes with Burna Boy. So we have to go based off of what they've done within their continent because we're judging them. We're trying to see who is the African giant. So within
Yeah.
this context of this conversation, we can't be mentioning Grammy Awards because if we go that route, then it's going to be endless. We don't even know how they nominated those people. So that's out of our control.
I,
Let's stay
I
within
will tell
what we
you
understand.
why. I will tell you why Grammy is a relevant criteria here, right? When did Burna Boy win the Headies Award? When did they nominate Burna Boy for Headies?
I don't
Do you
know.
know what? That's what I'm saying because the award show in Lagos, they do and they are giving it to their people.
And
Now I'm not here to discredit what they are
You,
doing with
you
the
Grammy
no, no, no,
award.
Awards
no.
are being selective of
You
who
can
they
only
give awards.
allege. You are alleged.
It's
Don't say that because if you
alleging.
want to,
And
yes, if you really want to use that your line of thought, then we will say that with Grammy because we don't even know how Grammys get to choose who wins and who doesn't.
But
exactly.
they told you how they pick. How the Grammy selects people is easy. You submit your song, then they sit down, the panel picks the song based on so criteria. Headies, on the other hand, why I'm asking now is if you remove Grammys from the equation, what metric you go use the measure on, right? It's going to be Headies because that is the biggest.
Impact.
How do you measure
Impact.
impact? Let me tell you. Okay, how you measure impact now?
A good example is Davido. What has he contributed to the music industry in Nigeria? He's brought up a lot of people. So, Burna Boy, besides being a musician, what other criteria do you think we could use to say, okay, this guy should
No,
absolutely
aside from hitting his
be
fans,
nominated?
aside from using Timbaland to hit his fans, I don't think he has done nothing. Let me tell you. When we talk about impact, David have raised a lot of younger artists that were not known, and these guys have become stars, and they are raising other upcoming stars.
So
That's one
Peruzzi is a
impact.
star.
Is Peruzzi a joke to you?
Okay, continue.
Matthew, respect
I'm
yourself.
I'm coming. On David's birthday, not once, not twice, David have single-handedly raised millions of naira, thousands of dollars to help the less privileged.
May go
That's
do philanthropy now. If that's his
that's a
calling.
contribution. During NSAS, David did not just sit down in London to tweet like Burna Boy did. David was with the masses. He was marching. He was
The
marching.
jury are speaking.
He was
in our upcoming.
marching.
I'm coming. Rambo.
He was marching.
Continue with your philanthropy.
All right. That's what David did. David, if you watch today's New York concert that he did, he called someone out, gave the person $50,000. David has helped so many people. David has helped Nigerians. David will go on Instagram. He will just see someone give 2 million, give 2 million,
Right.
give 3 million, give a lot of people.
Allow them to speak. Praise.
Okay.
Matthew to speak.
Let him argue. Let him argue with all these things that I've said.
And that is it, right? And Gift has just said, philanthropy has nothing to do with someone's musical prowess. But
if we want to call the person African giant, we must look past music, because these guys have sold music. They have had the figures.
Praise. We can't ignore the fact that both of them are musicians, and that's the primary thing they do.
Then
so
we
we
talk
have
about
to.
impact.
So
The impact
no.
now.
Yes, impact still, but still as musicians. So regardless of how we want to measure these two guys, right? 80% of what we would use to measure them will be based off of their music, and then 20% is the rest of all these things they're talking about. So, Matthew, Praise has said a lot, and only thing you said talked about is Grammy Awards, nothing else.
I didn't even mention the Grammy. You guys went ahead and said we should discredit Grammy. So I was now asking, what criteria do you want to use to measure? Now, my African giant does not need Grammy to be great. If you want to put Grammy to the corner, he has other things, right? Stage performance, hits. Look, I will tell you something. I'm not speaking from a place of, yeah. I have seen all of these guys perform. There is the biggest Afrobeat event is called Afro Nation in Portugal. I went there. I spent my money. Now, I almost lost my Nigerian passport because of Burna Boy. I wore green. This is sideways story. So, to tell you how Burna Boy has impacted my life, there's many stories me and Burna Boy share. I flew to Portugal to see Burna Boy. I wore this mad ass lemon green bomb shorts, make I feel impressed Burna Boy. Maybe go call me on stage. And I put my passport in the tiny pocket. As I sit down and chop, I lost my passport. We don't go, they dance, they happy. Eventually, and I realized I didn't have my passport. Almost see fear. I for don't turn refugee for Portugal. Anyways, now back to the matter. Afro Nation, they brought Wizkid, Davido, and Burna Boy. Koro, I saw how fans all over the world, people flew from all over the world to see these guys perform. Wizkid came on stage. He sang small. He gave the crowd the mic. He sang small. He gave them the mic. Yeah. Show finished. I was like, God damn it. Davido came. He was slightly better than Wizkid, but I could hear people talking. They're like, are these your legends? Like, these guys are terrible. Then on the final day, Oluwa Burna Boy flew in with his band. No be child, no be DJ, no be recorded sound, with his band, right? As he was singing, right? Burna Boy now did like this, the band quiet, beat stop. Burna Boy was now doing a cappella, looking directly at me, eyeball to eyeball. See goosebumps. They are daddy. That is why it's different, because everybody there could feel Burna Boy's presence, right? He was singing to the crowd. He was singing with the crowd. He was singing for the crowd. He was performing. You could tell that he had rehearsed. All the other guys just came, sang. Like, I'm like, no, yeah, even worse than what you sound like on Spotify. Burna Boy did some mixes to his song to give you a flavor. For buying tickets, you will enjoy something personal. Something that you will not hear on Spotify. What were you going to say?
Daniel said you are talking from a place of preference.
I'm not sure we came.
So you're talking like a fan.
I'm just, yeah, definitely. Mr. Moderator, can I please? May
I? You may approach the bench.
We are not here to argue or to tell us about how you almost lost your passport, wall bomb shot. That's you being a fan. Do you get me?
It's a gay fan.
There are fans that will charter a private plane, get a VIP ticket, spray money to see their legend. You never did that because you don't have that money. I'm not gonna tell you how I have traveled, where I've been to see Davido. That's me being a fan. That's me doing my thing. What we are here to talk about is the impact and the class of music. You get me?
Okay, so now I think I'm going to help this conversation move in the right direction now.
Yeah.
This is what we need to do. Praise. You need to make a case for why you think Davido is a better musician than Burna Boy. Matthew, we don't care about how much you love Burna Boy. You need to make your case for why you think Burna Boy is better than Davido. Now, metrics, streams, hits, fan base, all that stuff is what we want in this conversation. And then the in the comment section, we'll find out who
The
the
jury
jury
will
decides to
decide.
Yeah.
pick. But I think that they've already decided.
I mean, my honorable chief judge, let me
Yes.
approach you respectfully. You see, the thing is, right, with when I say someone is a star, it means that you've had impact in terms of music, your personality, and every other thing. What are your fans saying about you? Do you understand? Who have you been able to help? Who have you raised? These are questions.
So we've talked about the part where Davido has helped people already.
Yes.
Now we want to focus more on his music, right? So you can decide to start from
I don't think David has any bad song. We can all say that his recent album, his recent body of work was a banger. That was why he was nominated for Grammy. Not one song, not two songs. The entire work of art was nominated. And if we want to talk about, like features,
this nomination again. Which nomination was that?
Unavailable. And
what did they nominate him for?
We all know what he was nominated for now. Like
what's that?
For Grammys. Unavailable.
Okay.
For
so
Grammys.
If you're bringing Grammys in, then Matthew is allowed to use Grammys as a talking point for Burna Boy going forward.
I mean, like I said before, they were all nominated, but they did not win. That doesn't mean that they are losers. It means that their work was good. I'm not going to say Burna Boy is not a good artist, or I'm not like my other guy that will come and slander David. I'm not gonna do that because I'm a very decent person. People in BG will respect people a lot, and we know Burna Boy is great, and obviously David is 001. Anyways, David
What's 001?
001 is whatever that is greater than one, Your Honor.
Okay.
So so David's recent album, made sales, made hits, and has surpassed 1 billion stream. That's good. I'm not sure there will be any other definition of greatness that I will use to define that. He is a legend. He has had a lot of good features. Someone like Chris Brown, someone like Nas, someone like Nicki Minaj. He's got great features, and he has also featured upcoming artists that we don't know. Because of his album, we get to know them. David have raised people. David had contributed so much to the industry. David had used his birthday he has used his birthday as a sort of a charity organization. David has sold out stadiums, London, New York. He's got great stage performance.
Okay. So your point now is Davido has helped people, nomination.
Yes.
Sold out stadiums.
Industry. Sold out stadiums.
And has not dropped any floppy album.
Right? His album had actually passed 1 billion stream, and it was nominated for the most top pace of the top awards. That's an artist right there.
Cool. So Adams, now I need you to counter Crazy's argument.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to start with the most recent one. You said sold out stadiums.
Yeah.
Can I ask which stadiums? You don't have to answer. I know the answer. Davido has only sold out O2 Arena. That's it. O2 Arena. And we will not talk about how he sold out O2 Arena. We will leave that to the comment section on Instagram when people were showing videos of empty chairs for so-called sold out stadium. Now, speaking of being an ambassador and selling out things which your fave will not know about, Burna Boy has sold out a stadium of 50,000 people in Netherlands. He sold out, what's that stadium called again in New York? Anyways, he sold out a stadium in New York.
Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Gardens.
Is that a stadium?
NBA court. It's an arena also.
Okay. It's an arena.
It's kind of a stadium actually.
So if it's kind of a stadium, then O2 is kind of a stadium as well, my brother.
Yeah,
because
he
has sold out Lagos. Is Lagos Stadium a joke to you? He sold out Lagos Stadium, my brother.
What talking
about? Because you're talking about stadium. Yeah, so All the shows he has done in Africa
recognition.
is stadium. So is Lagos
So, Prince,
stadium not internationally
for the
recognized?
sake of this conversation, I think all of us can agree that Burna Boy and Davido can sell out stadiums in Nigeria equally.
No. But that's the thing, right? Equally in Nigeria.
Yes.
But I'm talking about impact
So outside now is
of
where we have to
Nigeria.
now know
They are
who
not
has.
even close.
The
Davido
way
has come to
the
Australia.
stage.
We saw him in Australia. When we heard the sound of Burna Boy coming, not that he came, they announced. Burna Boy did not even talk about it. He just did a chill. Somebody said Burna Boy is coming. Tickets sold out every day. They were expanding it. Unfortunately, he couldn't come. But you could see the difference.
Can we talk
You
about
rush
why?
to buy tickets.
Can we talk about why Burna Boy was denied visa? Don't say he did not come. He was
That's
denied
not
visa.
the point. We're talking
That's not
about
the point.
impact and ability to sell out stadium.
You said
That
something
now,
about him coming to because I did not want to mention that part. But can we talk about why he was denied visa? Why was he denied visa? Why was he denied visa?
The criminal.
Rambo was denied visa as well. So he said, as I was saying,
a criminal cannot be an African giant. Continue.
Now you're calling his criminal case, right?
Because why was he denied? Why was he
criminal case?
denied visa?
Let's analyze it.
Because
what is the criminal case?
You body shame David. Did you not body shame David?
I stated a fact. How is that body shaming?
Is criminality not a fact? Is it not everywhere? Google
rappers have criminal records.
Dave doesn't.
Prince, we don't care about criminal records.
David doesn't. Wiz doesn't.
How do you know?
Criminal record has
because they travel everywhere.
That is why, because he has a criminal record, is why he should be number one. To have that kind of weight on your shoulder and still come out on top, you are a legend. Right?
You are not a legend.
It's like a footballer that can score with left leg and right leg. Your guy can only score with one leg. It's different.
Let him come to
Australia.
Let him come to Australia and go to some other countries with that criminal record. Then I'm going to go recognize
I will go back.
Australia, we don't tolerate that. So if you are not an Australian, you will not understand what I'm saying. I'm telling you as an Australian that we do not allow criminals to come to our country to perform. Go ahead.
I'm sure Burna Boy did not lose any sleep over not being able to come to Australia. But that one aside, I still want him to come, no doubt. And if it was important to him, he will make it happen. So Burna Boy's so-called criminal record was in the UK, a place where he has residency now. That has been expunged from his records. For some reason, Burna Boy is a resident of that place. Burna Boy travels everywhere in the world.
Why was he denied?
Okay, wait, hold on, both of you. Look, Snoop Dogg can't come into Australia because he smokes weed.
He came to Australia.
Chris Brown can't come into Australia because he beat Rihanna.
Snoop Dogg came and sold Australia out.
Come again now because he's an advocate for Indian hemp or something.
No. He came last year. What do you mean? He came last year.
Okay. Yeah. What about Chris Brown? Even though
Chris Brown had a criminal record.
It's Rihanna, right? That's a criminal record.
Yeah.
Exactly. But
50
can travel to every other country. So we can agree that Australia is very strict when it comes to immigration.
Let's use Australia as a yardstick.
Australia is an edge case. We cannot use it as an edge case in this country.
We can use Australia. We can use Australia.
He's not using the Australian immigration
as a yardstick
to argue for Davido's talent.
It's part of it.
It shows how bad your argument is based. That you need the Australian immigration service to argue your case. For your guy,
it shows that I'm using everything to win my case for my clients.
Even more is changed.
I even started my case with Burna Boy being a chef, right? Afrobeat is the base of the pizza. Burna Boy will sprinkle shredded premium chicken, shredded beef, everything.
Give us a real life example.
Reggae. Burna Boy is there. Burna Boy's song is the biggest song in Jamaica. Taliban's 2. Check it out. Burna Boy music. Burna Boy is charting in countries outside of Nigeria. Now, I know you guys say you don't want accolades from abroad, but when you are being able to export your thing yourself is what makes you great. Burna Boy will not go on a feature and start trying to sound like an American. He brings his originality, his authenticity to the table. He would always be himself in any situation, right? He doesn't need to bribe fans and pay their school fees to be
Who
loved. He doesn't need
does?
to buy
Who
love.
does? Who bribe fans? Who does that?
I'm just saying. I didn't call any names.
He doesn't
I
have.
didn't call any names.
He doesn't have a big. He doesn't have a big hat. Just say it is what
Because
it is.
you see, when you feel the need
Nah.
to go out and be showing your charity work, it means you have an ulterior motive. You have a hidden agenda.
Don't even
If
say
you
that,
are
because
big, you are big.
we
If you are big, you
corner,
are big.
100 points
African
for
corner.
Team Burna.
You cannot say that because we have. What are you gonna say? When we organize a charity event, did we have any ulterior motive to do that as Daper boys? So don't say that. Continue.
Maybe he had an ulterior motive.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, because you shut yourself
If you
when you
go
have
if
a
you
big
go
hat.
on Twitter today and you type Davido, what would you see? You see my guy doing something that I don't need to talk about. So he needed that. He needed to cover that. That is why he now went on stage and was like, let me use 50K to distract them from this thing.
He has
It's like a
been doing
magician when they say look left, look right. No, I'm not saying he's not a great person. I'm just telling you what is happening. You might not be seeing it, but it's the truth. Anyways,
David,
floor is yours now.
What Davido? That's Davido's personality. Do you understand?
Yes.
Like,
You wearing pajamas.
we are not talking about what he does. Like, we all have skeletons. We all have all those kind of bull crap. Again, Davido has not sang a song and dissed the entire country. Burna Boy did. Sang a song.
Is this the motherfucking thanks I get? Is a question.
Chill now. Brought one of the biggest artists in the world to this Nigeria and to hit. In short, what Burna Boy did was to wear Timbaland and match Nigerians' head on that very song. That was what he did. That was what he did. That was what Burna Boy did. Mr. Josh, let's talk about that song where he dissed me and you, the entire country.
The prosecution is listening to Burna Boy's music. There is something there for you to listen to.
He listened to Davido as well.
It's okay.
A fan of both of them. But I think
still listens to Burna Boy.
I think the guys in the comment are very, very biased. They all like Burna Boy for some reason.
Because he's easy to like. And now I know next point you want to raise is he's arrogant, he kicks people on stage. But you see, there's a difference between arrogance and being authentic, right? Burna Boy is authentic.
I've never seen.
You never seen what?
See, if you are talking about it, authenticity is different from being rude and being unnecessarily proud. That's different. Everybody can be that, but everybody choose to be a better person because of the people that are looking up to you.
So I'll tell you.
Let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. If he has a wacko behavior, and that is what it is in the industry. The things he says, the things he tweets, it's just crazy. I don't want to talk about his personality. Let's just leave his personality for you to argue.
In 2010, Burna Boy started singing songs, right? That's 14 years ago. You guys are saying he's upcoming. His first single, Like to Party, the one that everybody knows him for, that was 2012. That is 12 years ago.
Smalley way David helped.
His dues.
David went now to perform in Port Harcourt. Burna Boy was running after him, asking for his. Continue, my brother.
Okay.
I just thought I should let you know that he was a fan and still a fan of David.
Trying to make him sing dushka kind of Afrobeat songs. He was telling his record label, "This is not what I'm good at. I can give you better." They didn't believe in him. He was like, "Fund me, let me show you greatness." They're not great. He said, "Okay, you guys don't respect me in Nigeria. Upcoming artists, the head is not giving. They not even acknowledge him for years." My guy now carried his things and moved to South Africa. That's where he now started to make noise. Then Nigerians were now like, he's Nigerian. They wanted to claim him. If you remember the song Don Gorgon, it's that album that he released from South Africa. Then he came back to Nigeria thinking, okay, now I've shown you guys, there's proof of concept that I am Odogu. Still, no nomination, no recognition, nothing. As God will have it.
But is that why? Is that why this did not happen for him? If he was that great, why did the entire
when you see it.
Why
now
was it not appreciated?
Why was it not Burna Boy after Grammys, after he won the Grammys in 20? I think it was 2020. Angelina Kidjo, I think one of the few Africans that have, like, she has several Grammys. What was her award speech? She said, "I dedicate this Grammy to the young ones, to Burna Boy, for what they are doing and being an ambassador of African music." Angelina Kidjo, from on her own, dedicated her award to Burna Boy.
Yeah, because a newcomer now, a young cat.
2020 was not a newcomer.
No,
2020 he had already been doing
the
years.
Mama needs to recognize. Why did she not say she's dedicating this to Wiz or to David?
You don't follow for promo. That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, she needed to do what she needed to do. Are we gonna talk about how Burna Boy won Grammy? He won Grammy because of PDD. PDD had issues. That was why he was unable to win this one. But anyway, let's ignore that. Let's continue.
No PDD, yeah.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. Because that was why he won. PDD was why he won, and because PDD is having issues now, he didn't win.
Oh,
but let's forget about that.
The one that helped Burna Boy.
100%. Is a known fact.
Okay.
Known fact.
Okay. So there's something going on here that
100%.
100%.
Like, people will just stay and assume nonsense and then just be running with known facts. Now this is arrogance. This is typical definition of arrogance. Una no go see real arrogance. Burna Boy will kick somebody that is trying to steal his Patek Philippe watch, and you will call it arrogance. That's misconstrued.
What's he doing with DD?
When he wanted to shoot, when Burna Boy was allegedly, they said he shot somebody in the club. Was that arrogant? Was the person trying to steal his Patek Philippe watch, according to you? All the things that he did in UK, was that arrogant?
What are you talking about shooting? Do you know how many people have died around Davido? But that's not what we want to focus on. They are great musicians, right? They sang great songs. What I'm saying in essence is has hits, no doubt. But I'm saying besides dance music, right? Davido is the king of Dushka. If you want to dance, I dance to his songs. He's good. We give him credit there, right?
Mr. Josh,
now, we're talking
Honorable Josh, if you want to check, even if you want to check, you see that Mr. Adam that is representing Burna, if you want to take a look at the Spotify, you find out that he listened to David more than he listened to Burna. If he wants to be truthful, he will say I'm saying the truth. But that's not the conversation. Let's continue.
Your points are even weak. Like
what do you mean?
It's like
if you are such a great fan of Burna, if you are such a great fan of Burna, but if we want to look at your catalog, you listen to David more than you listen to someone that you're representing. What does that say about your faith?
As I was saying about your favorite music catalog, you can check all of his songs. There is no range there. From his first album to his last album, they are very similar. You won't see the growth there. Every album that Burna Boy has given you, there is a different flavor. You'll be like, this guy is evolving. A different sound.
Right? I mean the last album. Are you talking about the last album that flopped?
I'm talking about all his albums. I don't know what your definition of flop is, but you might need to go and recheck the dictionary for flop.
Burna Boy probably just have maybe like 2 albums that really introduced him to the scene. If you want to go back to 2011 when David came out with that video, it was Mr. Josh. I've not researched that, but I would say maybe David has, but I'm not researching that.
Okay, so now I think Matthew has dropped a lot of points for Burna Boy. That's 1. 2, I think the crowd agrees that Burna Boy is better than Davido. So to give
who are the crowd? Who are the crowd? Because we only just have your in-law and one of your fans, and that's it. Who are the crowd? You cannot say your in-law is the crowd, Mr. Josh. You wanna be biased.
What if she's dead and it's 2 people there?
No, Mr. Yakubu, you need to calm down. You want to rig this election. Your in-law is the crowd.
Okay, okay.
That is why
So
you're
now,
supposed to win them over with your points, right?
so now let's bring it down a little bit for everybody watching. Burna Boy and Davido, let's go hit for hit now. Who has more
I'm too.
hits? Who between Burna Boy and Davido? If we're going just based off of the music they've made, who would we say has more hits?
2011.
No, I don't hear the year. Just who has more hits?
David came in with a hit, and David currently is sitting on a hit.
Okay.
I don't plaster.
Okay. Thank you for that Momo point. Who has more hits, right? I'll
Yes.
ask you this question: judge, jury, and prosecution. If somebody scores goal in a friendly match and somebody scores goal in Champions League final, they are both goals, but do they carry the same weight?
No, they don't.
Okay. So Burna Boy's hits, right? He might not have as many hits as Davido, and I'm going to be honest, but his hits carry a lot more weight. Like, I'm being real here.
Well,
right?
like
Davido,
when it's hit like last. What's the content of that song? Is that the kind of song that you want your children to listen to? Is that a hit?
that is heartbreak song.
What's heartbreak
Heartbreak.
song? Everybody go
Davido's
to
flavor.
Shai, give me, bro.
Catalog.
Give me, bro. Is that what we want to let the younger generation know?
That's
My daughter, for example,
of
do you think
album.
I will allow my daughter to listen to Last? And then I will tell you songs that David has sang that I would request my daughter.
Even your wife listens to Last. What are you saying?
You want to give birth to the baby?
I didn't tell you. So
because my wife
is
she's an adult, and she can listen to whatever. But I'm saying, do you think I will allow my daughter to listen to Last? I don't think so. Continue. But that's not the conversation.
Okay.
So now, again, now Matthew, you're saying that scoring a goal in the World Cup and then scoring in a friendly match, which one has more impact?
Momo points. Do you know? When you talk about friendlies, do you know you win friendlies? The many friendlies that you win gives you FIFA rating.
I beg, I'm not talking about
goals.
football.
No, don't go into friendly phrase.
Okay. I just gave you an
because I just wanted to stretch that point a little bit to let the jury know that your point, the Momo point. But anyway, let's continue. Because why are you even talking about if you want to use that analogy to compare Burna Boy and David?
All these David,
if you want to even use
his bald fans, his hair that is the problem, or rather lack of hair that is the problem. Lack of hair that is the problem. I've figured it out. Now it just came to me.
Josh, Mr. Josh, you need to look at this guy because he's really trying to body shame people. And that's a crime. That's a crime. People wake up and know the human beings.
Look, right? You see that. That's where I don't want to talk too much about streaming numbers, but I feel like it's an important factor to consider here. Somebody that claims to have millions of streams, you go to countries, right, and you cannot pull 5,000 people, then it means something is not adding up.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like,
not
who
adding up?
You are a safe acclaimed African giant. Please go and check Twitter. How many followers does he have?
That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
More followers, but why don't those followers come to his show?
He sells shows. Is there any show that David has
the followers?
No. Who says he bought followers?
No.
Were you there? You are legend. You are legend. Can we now say that the purported people that goes to Burna Boy show are all Igbo smokers because he smokes Igbo? Can we now say that they are all cultists?
Burna Boy appeals to Igbo smoker.
Can we now say that the people that comes to Burna Boy show for free? When you went to Promised Land, was that place not filled up? Yes, it was filled up. Promised Land, when
He said
you
it.
went to see David. I did not go to see David. You went to see David because you love David so much, and it was filled up with the empty seats. He went to freaking New Zealand and he sold out New Zealand.
What is your definition of sold out? Like, I feel like you use that term very loosely.
No. You are the one that's using it loosely because I'm saying to you that there's no concept that David has beheaded that he has not sold out. There's no single concert that he hasn't sold out. Wiz came to Australia and he couldn't even sell out. He did not. Aliri is still.
Oh, whiskey! Don't bring whiskey into this.
I'm just saying.
You see, that's the thing.
But
when his shots are not getting to Burna Boy, he will now look for the nearest target.
because you say something. When you say that Peruzzi is not great, and Peruzzi is an upcoming artist, waiting been concerned Peruzzi and thingy.
Let me tell you what Burna Boy does for the culture, right?
Coachella does nothing.
Called Burna Boy to perform. They go put a name for Tiny Prince. Burna Boy called them out and was like, "Look, I am Odogu, African giant. I love your show. I want to perform, but you cannot put my name in Small Prince. Me, I cannot even see the Prince.
Is that even something? Is that something, Mr. Josh? Let me tell you, Mr. Josh. Let me tell you what an artist. I'm not even gonna use David. I'm sorry, Mr. Josh. Do you understand? Mr. Josh. Before I forget this point to this loose point, Mr. Josh, can I say, Mr. Josh, can I say that before now that Grammys used to give African arts flex back of the stage, or sometimes before
you're
even
arguing my point now.
But I'm just saying,
somebody has to call them out, and Odogu was willing to call them out. Everybody else would be like, he did
that for himself. Whatever he did it for himself.
Praise, allow me to speak.
Which comes back to my point of authenticity, doing something for yourself, doing something that you enjoy. Everything you're doing, you're just building my point for me. So it comes back to authenticity and being himself. If you're somebody else, they'll think about PR and whatnot. He did not care about PR. It was like, look, this thing is not right. If me, you're putting my name in Small Prince, what would you do for Rema and Ruga? Right? He was thinking about these people after thinking about himself. And when he called them out, they did right by him. Now, instead of Nigerians to celebrate him for doing that, they said he's arrogant, he's this, he should be thankful that Coachella called him, blah, 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 blah. And then he now released a song saying, "Is this the motherfucking thanks I get?" Which is a question. He's not accusing you. He's just like, "Is this the thanks I get?" Where in his own country, you people don't want to accept him until the rest of the world has accepted him and they are celebrating him. Now you're saying he's our own. But when Burna Boy was nominated for Grammy, Nigerians were like, he will not win. This God forbid, he should not win. Guess what? The first time he did not win. Next time he won. And everybody was quiet. Now,
okay.
if you Mr. Josh, you see Burna Boy doing things, you claim I'm Nigerian.
Mr.
Praise speak.
Josh.
We're almost done.
Mr. Josh, I want to counter that Mumu point that Burna Boy just made. He said something about Coachella. Yeah. He said something about Coachella writing Burna Boy's name, small caps, or tiny caps, according to him. And he went and approached them. And according to Burna, he had done something for Nigerians. Will you compare what Burna Boy did to David coming out to fight the power that be, the politicians, during NSAS? He marched with Nigerians. He was one of the persons that went and sat with the Inspector General of Police, yes, to speak on behalf of Nigerians. Who has done more to Nigerians in that regards? He freaking went there to freaking say Burna Boy's name, blah, blah, blah. And when he said something about Nigerians not appreciating Burna, who are the Nigerians? Who are the Nigerians that are supporting him? They say they have fans. 50 BG are Nigerians. Whatever fans are known to Burna are all Nigerians. These guys are Nigerians. Fans are different, but they're all Nigerians. Same Burna went and sang a diss song to Nigerians, for Nigerians. Now same Burna, they kicked Nigerians for their throats within Timberland. You know, he has never given one kobo. The only thing that he did was come and print one big freaking billboard for Lagos. They talk about David has helped Nigerians. David has helped freaking Isgetman that was whatever is now one of the biggest influencers on TikTok and IG. He helped that boy. Everybody that associates himself with David, they are all stars who have helped Nigerians than that. So that, but that's not the point. But that's not the point. You know, we are not coming here to talk about how many cars or how big. We are. If we want to talk about impact, we know that David is that person. There is a reason why he answers David, and we knew who David was in the Bible. But that's not the point. I raise my case.
Now regarding NSAS, right? Burna Boy and Davido are musicians. Now, instead of somebody to sing song to move people like what Fela did, why we know Fela, he was fighting the powers that be with his music. Burna Boy released a song called 2010-20 in relation to NSAS. Go and play the song. Davido could
after they have called him out.
He now went to go and match like area boy.
Okay,
So
I think the audience is very biased. We have diehard Burna Boy fans.
They called him out after they released a song. That's not doing anything for the Nigerian people.
You're not going to get a fair judgment in this trial.
No,
everything
it's not fair. No. Like I said to you, Mr. Josh, we are used to not winning on penalty kicks. We get to the finals and we play a fairly good match and it ends up in penalty. If you win penalty, that doesn't mean that you are a better player. It just means that it was.
What Soldiers will always say, they will find a reason to discredit somebody else's win.
That's not what I mean.
Like they said,
if you want to take it that way, but I'm telling you,
what do they have? They have their voice. That is the power. That's the weapon that they wield. Burna Boy sang a song for NSAS. Your own, a musician, he did not sing song. He has uncle and family members that are politicians. They did not do anything. He went there for photo ops. Let them see that I'm doing things, which is where I say all those philanthropy is like this. Do wield the weapon that you have access to. Use your music to talk about these issues. How many songs has he sang that talks about the issues that impact Nigeria besides Big Nyash, Chioma Assurance, and I have 30 billion in the bank? There's no range there. With these few points, I hope you are convinced and not confused that Odogu, African Giant, Janla, Oluwabona is the one true ambassador of Afrobeat music.
Them go feel it, them go run it down. That one. Skelewu, oh Jehovah.
Skelewu was a hit.
See go gray, see go gray, bro.
Honestly, it's just being very biased. David is very good.
Bro, if I want to fall when he sang fall, my brother, this bro, David is good. If you take the time to go and listen to David's song back to back, this is someone that came from privilege. He is still fighting. He is still there. He is still solid. I have not seen a hard worker.
Davido is good. Burna Boy is great.
David is good and great at the same time. But guess what? He has rubbed his greatness on other people. He has helped. He has anointed. If I say to you, why are you mentioning Shinarambo? Shinarambo is his freaking cousin. Can you mention that people? Shinarambo is still big. It's still big. Peruzzi, he doesn't relate to him. Mayor doesn't relate to him. There are other people that he has rubbed his greatness on, and they'll become phenomenal people. Do you understand? If you want to tell me that you are a good player influences other players, and a good player
they said the quality of his music.
A good player will later on become a coach. Since Xavi Alonso, for example, since Zidane, for example, David has become that coach. David has a record label that has brought out other people. David is doing shows in Atlanta now, and he has, bro. Burna Boy has a record label. Who has he helped?
Concluding argument.
Do you understand? we are talking about that. If you are
Chris, you
great, there
have
has
20
to be some
seconds
sort
to
of.
close.
I don't need to close. I don't really close from when I they come because you know, say my points they hit. Do you understand? My points are hitting like Davido's hits. It's new, bro. Joe.
All right.
That song,
Chris,
oh Jehovah, Mr.
thank
Josh.
you. Matthew.
With all the point that I've raised, I want you to understand that for you to be called a big star, an African giant, 001, whatever it is that you want to use to get these people, you have to be more than an artist. To be Fela was not just a singer. Do you understand? Because we celebrate Fela today, doesn't mean Fela was not just a singer. Fela was an influencer. Fela was a pathfinder. David is not just a singer. David is a pathfinder. David is a star. David is Africa. David is charity. David is love. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, Matthew. Portugal is different from voice. Who is Portugal?
Yes, sorry, Your Honor.
You have
Wait,
1 minute.
Dave. No, this one we talk. If we want to enter you now, leave this matter.
We walk this thing, you didn't believe her. You did talk this thing, you believe her.
They know he doesn't believe it, though.
Oh my God. All right, Matthew.
Matthew,
So
don't
my closing
close
Give
before
argument,
now.
us
You still want to
your
make Matthew
closing
stay
argument.
close. Matthew, don't get points now.
my closing argument, right, is you have to give respect where respect is due. Davido comes from money, and to be honest, money breeds comfort. Very few people who are rich still have ginger to go out there and do things. So I have to give Davido ultimate credit for still having that hunger and that desire and that ambition to push his music and get to the level that he is, to a point where we are even talking about him today. It's no easy feat. Like, the boy has paid his dues.
And he get
When he came out,
degree. He get
me
university
including
degree. Burna Boy not even get diploma, but that's not the conversation.
me and many other people thought that Davido would be a one-hit wonder, but he proved us wrong. Now, Davido got to his ceiling, and that's okay. Everybody has their limits, right? You have potential, like Hazard. They thought he'd be like Messi and Ronaldo, but he reached his ceiling and realized that, okay, law of diminishing return. The difference now is Burna Boy, Oluwabona, continues to hit, surpass, and break that ceiling every year on, year out, year in, year out. Some people are there making children and following women. Burna Boy has no child out of wedlock. He has one true passion, which is music, making good music. That's all he does. The boy works hard. The boy has paid his dues. He believed in himself. His mother believed him. He has a team. He has built himself to be a brand. He's not just doing me and my friends come. Everybody that walks around this Burna has a job that they are doing. They are not there to play. If Burna Boy is flying, and he flies with his band, The Outsiders, they were a good band before they even joined Burna Boy. So to pay a team of 16 people to go anywhere with you, it means something for people to drop their lives and say, this guy will show us promised land. Burna Boy is their Moses. He's showing them that promised land. And he comes with his tune, his sound every time he's performing. Like, you watch his videos, right? You see his performances on stage. He puts his heart into his work. There is a difference. When you see movie that took 6 months to make and movie that he made in 6 days, you can tell the difference. So when you listen to Burna Boy's music, whether it's Jamaican, whether it's pop, whether it's the features of everybody, everybody has featured him, from Justin Bieber to Sam Smith to Ed Sheeran. The list goes on. To J. Cole, like, those are top guys, A-listers in their own categories. They saw something. There was a reason Marvel called Burna Boy to sing a song for Black Panther. There is something that they are seeing. Now, many Nigerians, their eyes were closed to it, and their eyes have been opening one by one. And I feel like everybody is time especially people that don't have hair. It takes longer for them. So eventually, you will see the light as to why Burna Boy is the one true legend.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now,
Just to
only
add
16 people. Person where raise how many millions of naira, pay people school fee, do charity work.
can
Now
you
they
count?
compare with.
Please, I beg,
16.
Emmanuel,
Now they
carry
compare
on.
All
with.
right,
Now
all
they
right,
compare
all
with
right, all right,
16
all right, all
people.
right, all right, all right.
They talk about Marvel calling him. Do you know how many David performed for coming to America? Are you kidding me?
Closing argument. I beg.
Okay.
David's track was used in Coming to America. He was in Coming to America Part 2. We are talking
From
about.
the World Cup also.
He performed in the freaking World Cup.
Okay.
Burna Boy sang World Cup
Anyways,
with Wiz. He was not even
order,
invited.
order,
He sang
order,
Ballad
order,
Dior.
please.
You are telling me,
Hmm.
are you sleeping on the bicycle? I beg. You don't even get conversation. It's out with 16 band. But David, we don't buy new private jets. If you even put the entire Nigeria as if they travel, then they talk.
All right. So,
They talk.
both of you have brought forth very good arguments for your artists. Praise, you've done well for the video. And Matthew, you've also done very, very well for Burna Boy. However, going based off of the comment section and the points you guys have raised, in the trial between Davido and Burna Boy, I have to rule in favor of Burna Boy.
Yeah. Che. Burna Boy, no, they be down. You know, they cry.
Now, because we never see you on your damn videos now. Where this guy for Ghana, they drag Burna Boy.
No,
What's his
this was a
name?
good
That guy,
one.
that guy for
I
Ghana.
love both of them, and much respect to both of them. Like the throne is big enough for everybody. Davido, Whiskey, and Burna Boy, they are great ambassadors of our music. So all of the things we said, even all the things we are using to knock Davido, all was said in jest. Like Davido is a legend. So disclaimer, respect to all of them.
100%.
Yeah, same what they've done.
Yeah, same thing with me.
Disclaimer, I'm a Davido fan. I prefer Davido to Burna Boy.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's why you're
guys,
the way you are. Like he explains a lot. Like you can tell by the way people, I'm just saying.
But I have hair now.
It goes so fall off. You need to listen to music.
Anyway, guys, with everything that I've said, don't be fooled. Burna is a good, great artist. We love him. He is Africa, is a representation of us. If you see Burna, you know that this is an icon living. You know what I mean? Like
Praise. Thank
why
you.
am I going?
I'm ending it now. It's past 10.
All the Burna Boy supporters. Bless you.
All right. Bye, everyone.